Hello everybody, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. My name is Riley. You may know me as Honey Rags and I'm a full-time reseller. I resell anything and everything on Poshmark, eBay, and Etsy. Mainly I've been reselling a lot of clothing. I always gravitate towards clothing, but I do resell anything and everything. But yeah, my main income right now definitely comes from selling clothing. That's what you are going to see most of today. If you cannot tell by the title, I'm going to read off a list of some of the things that sold on the couple of days surrounding Christmas. If you do not celebrate Christmas, December 25th, just a couple of days before and the couple of days after, I picked a few things that I'm going to read off to you guys. It's mostly clothing. I think actually all of it's clothing. I'm going to start with eBay, then I'll do Poshmark, then Etsy. I do want to say my Etsy sales have been like kind of slowing down a bit over the past couple of months, which I expected because about 6 months ago, I don't want to say like I fell off listing on Etsy because I do still list on Etsy, but the ways I used to source to find goods to post on Etsy, it's just harder to do with the pandemic. There were less estate sales this year, less garage sales. People are more finicky about like being contacted to have, someone go through their grandmother's estate, if that makes sense, because of the pandemic. Totally understandable. So I've been listing a lot less, but I didn't really feel the effects of that, like as far as like the income I make on Etsy, until a couple of months ago, because obviously, I still had things that had been listed from the year prior that were slowly selling, and then it kind of fickled away. So I only have 2 things to show you guys from Etsy. I guess I'm just going to cut to the chase. I was going to talk more about Etsy in my intro, but I realize a lot of resellers actually don't even use Etsy. So I'm going to start with eBay. The first thing I have to show you guys are these Naya, N-A-Y-A, which I've never heard of before. Apparently they're an Anthropologie brand. Anyway, they're gladiator sandals. They're strappy. They were in pretty good condition and I found them at the bin, so I probably paid like $1.50 for them. I sold for $19.50 with free shipping, so I shipped them first class, so I probably made about like $14 after fees and stuff. I sold this Athleta full zip hoodie sweatshirt. This one's nothing special. I actually could not find the style number. So Athleta, brands like Athleta, Cobby, Lululemon, I could think of a million others. Saw Surroundings. If you actually find like the style name and can put it in the title, it usually helps sell because people will look for a specific style, especially if they own this style and they want to get another color or they want to get an updated version of that style. I don't know how that works. That doesn't work that way. But I could not find the style of it, so I didn't think it was going to sell at $26.50. I thought I might have to wait till I put it on sale, because on my eBay I run like a 15 to 20% off sale every few months. This one actually sold at full asking price for $26.50 without the style number, so that's good. I sold this vintage or Y2K early 2000s Felix the Cat cropped shirt for $20.62. This one had a lot of attention on Poshmark, but I could not move it even with offers, so I was happy to see it go on eBay. I sold this. This was a quick flip also. I think I only had this one listed for like a week. Madewell chambray midi skirt. I listed this one for $32.50, which is kind of higher for a Madewell skirt, because Madewell jeans and skirts and shorts I usually list around like $20 to $25. This one was a special style. Listed it at $32.50. It got quite a bit of offers on Poshmark the first week it was listed, and I didn't accept any offers. I don't even think I counter offered because I had confidence that it would sell at like $30 on Poshmark, but it actually sold over on eBay for $32.50. I sold this Clara Sunwoo blouse. This is my first time selling Clara Sunwoo. I actually just had this in a haul video not that long ago. This one also was only listed a couple of weeks. I sold it at full asking price for $26.95, and this one also got a lot of attention on both platforms, so it's definitely a brand that I would look into if you find it. Clara Sunwoo. I sold this Ellie Tahari bright red zip-up blazer. I kind of stopped picking up Ellie Tahari. Even though I've actually only had this blazer listed for like a month, a lot of resellers were saying, this isn't going to make any sense to you who have not seen my past or purchase videos, but I do this weird game where I post a picture or a video of an item that I see at the thrift shop, and I ask my followers on Instagram if they would pass or purchase it. Most Ellie Tahari items, my fellow reseller friends tell me to pass on. To me, Ellie Tahari is like a higher end brand, right? I think you can buy it on the RealReal. But I just have like a hard time passing certain pieces up, so I picked this one up. and it actually sold pretty quickly. So I might look into picking up Ellie Zahari again. This piece kind of just fell through the cracks because it was bright red and I liked it because it had the zip up front and it wasn't your typical blazer. I'm rambling. I sold these, I was sitting on these for longer than I thought I would. Technica women's ski boots. So these were like suede with a fake fur lining. I'd never heard of the brand before. I got them at the bins. Technica. I hate to say it, but they didn't look like anything special. I actually like put them in my cart at the bins and I kind of like walked with them for a while. And I ended up looking them up like right before I checked out at the bins, and I was shocked to find out that it's a pretty good brand. I was sitting on these ones for a while, but they sold for $44.21, and that was during my 25% off sale. I forgot, I should tell you guys this. I ran a 25% off sale on my eBay for the first time ever. The highest I've ever gone before this was 20%. In the first like 2 weeks of the sale, I was just blowing up. Like I was like overwhelmed. There were some items that I only made like $5 on because after that extra 25% off the listing price, it was like I didn't make that much, but that was adding up, and I also sold a lot of other things during the sale. So I would try out sales on eBay. So far, they haven't disappointed me. I sold this Duluth Trading Company floral top for $19.46. As you guys can tell, that one was also on 25% off sale. I didn't have this one listed for that long. I was pretty confident it would sell around $20, and I was right. I sold this Free People waffle thermal knit. This was actually an older label, so if you guys don't, for my viewers who do not watch my hauls consistently, I found 3 older, like probably 10 years old, maybe not that old, but yeah, some older Free People label thermals, and I wasn't sure if they were worth picking up because I know Free People, like it's really saturated, and the older labels you have a hard time selling, but I just had a good feeling about the thermals. I didn't even like comp search them. I just bought all 3 of them. All 3 of them have sold. And I think I had them listed for like a month and a half, and all 3 of them sold around $20 to $25. So I would pick up Free People thermals if they're in good condition, no matter how old the tag is, to be honest, from now on. I sold this marled 100% cashmere gray v-neck pullover for $21.75. That was my asking price. Now, Marled is a brand that I used to pick up a bit. I used to pick up quite a bit more than I do now. Now I only pick up like they're really special materials like cashmere and merino wool and stuff like that. You can find Marled at TJ Maxx for like $25 new. So it's not like super high end, but I do pick up their special materials and I do sell them pretty consistently. I sold this Diletta Anthropologie top for $23.70, which honestly for just a plain long sleeve top, it's not a sweater or anything, and it's just an Anthropologie brand. That was pretty good. Diletta is a pretty promising Anthropologie brand for me. I really don't have a problem moving it. Now we're moving on to Poshmark. I sold this All Saints. I have no idea what the blend was. It was a weird blend. It was like a silk wool blend or something like that. Cowl neck hoodie. As you guys can tell, I don't know if I'm actually going to include this. It had 32 likes. It had 32 likes on Poshmark, and I only had it listed for maybe like 5 weeks. So that has gathered a lot of attention. I got a lot of offers on this one. I had people offering me like 27. I almost accepted it, but I kept counter offering just a couple dollars away from what I had it listed at, which I think I had it listed at like 33 or 34 originally. Someone offered 30 and I took it. So I probably, if I would have waited on it for a couple more weeks, I probably would have got full asking price, but am I really going to sit on it for 2 weeks for $2? I got to think about this stuff. I sold this Vineyard Vines partial zip pullover for $23, which actually isn't bad for Vineyard Vines because Vineyard Vines is also becoming more saturated, where you're not getting, you know, as much as you used to 2-3 years ago, which always happens in the reseller world. So nobody panic. It happens to everything. This one was a newer, I think this was a newer zip up though. It's based on the logo. Sold that for $23. I sold these brand new without box Vince Camuto heels. I know these were new without box. For one, they still have the stickers on them. For 2, I actually got these in an Amazon return pallet of all things. I know that's a really weird place to get Vince Camuto heels, but yeah, it was in an Amazon return pallet box, so I'm new without box. Obviously, I could tell by the stickers. I thought these would go for more. I think I originally had them listed at like 28 or 30, and I slowly kept dropping it down. I have not had an Amazon return pallet box in about 5 or 6, no, not that long. Like, okay, 4 or 5 months. So I've been sitting on these for probably half a year. So I was happy to see them go at $21. I sold this Acme and Kin top, which is an Anthropologie brand. So I should have said this in my last video. I had this top in a haul, and I knew it was the Anthropologie brand because it had the 66170 RN number on the material tag, but I could not tell what the actual brand it was. I just knew it was made for Anthropologie, but I couldn't tell like what branch of Anthropologie. So I went to my lovely YouTube followers and I asked you guys, can you tell by the little tiny size tag that hasn't been removed what brand this is? And like 5 people within like 10 minutes, that's an exaggeration, but like 5 people within the first day of having the video posted said that's Acme and Kin. I would have had no idea what it was without you guys. I would have done way too much research. It wouldn't have been worth it. So thank you so much for all of you who helped me out when I ask questions because I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, this sold without the actual Acme and Kin label. I sold this, that was for 21, I should say. I sold this vintage Pendleton blazer. So I don't know if it's just my area, but every time I go to the thrift shop now, I find a vintage Pendleton blazer. It used to be, for the longest time, I couldn't find any like vintage Pendleton. So every time I did, I'd get really excited and I'd bring it home like thinking I have like a $50 item. And then I slowly started realizing they're actually not really that hard to find. So I don't pick them up anymore unless they're a special style. This one was special enough for me to pick up because it had the side breast button, not right down the front. And because it had the blue and green plaid, it wasn't just like a solid color. But I have slowed down on picking up Pendleton too. I'm more picky with it. But nonetheless, it sold for $23. This one was listed for a while. I think I had it listed for like 6 months, so I was happy to see it go. I sold this cloth and stone chambray halter dress for $20. You guys know how I feel about cloth and stone, so I'm not even going to get on that tangent with you guys. This was probably my favorite sale, and it was only $17. I almost showed you my phone, but I have to remember I have thumbnails going up somewhere. It's a vintage swimsuit, but the pattern caught my attention because it reminded me of like a grandma's couch, like a granny couch. So I listed it as a granny couch pattern swimsuit because I know like there's people like me, like, I mean, it's like a culture, like granny chic, that's a thing now, where things like grandma's couch, like really like in your face, like almost ugly. Florals are like, I don't even want to say coming back in style because it's almost like kind of like how granny chic, like some of that stuff really isn't coming back in style, but it's so hideous that it's like a trend. Does that make sense? I'm not saying the swimsuit's hideous because I would wear the hell out of this, but it, like, I don't know how to explain it. Someone help me out like you guys did with the Acme and Kin top. Anyway, that one sold for $17, so even though it was only $17, it was my favorite sale of the week. I sold this Lucy zip-up top for $18, which after what I paid and after sitting on it for probably 7 months, I only made like $12 after fees and what I paid. Maybe like $11, but those $11 sales add up, which what brings me to this. I sold this Lucy top also for $17. So I still pick up Lucy even though I sell it between like $18 and $22 on average. I still pick it up because those $17 sales, if you have dozens of them a day, which I don't have dozens a day every day, but when you do have dozens of sales days, and it does add up. A lot of people, I think, question how a reseller can live off of like, you know, $15, $20, $25 sales, $18 sales, $17 sales. But, you know, I don't want to say quality or quantity over quality because it's harder to do it that way, but it does work. You know, you have multiple $17 sales a day, you can make hundreds of dollars a day. That's kind of irrelevant, but I felt like telling you guys that. So I do still pick up Lucy even though I don't, you know, get that much for it. Moving on to Etsy. This is the one single item that actually sold more than 2 days before Christmas. I think this one sold on like December 20th, but I had to include this one in a video. So I actually had these ones in a haul. They're Sizzle pants by Michael Scott, like really killer, like late 1980s, early 1990s. Clearly like, what's that called? Quintessential, is that the right one? Quintessential 90s? I think that's the right word I'm looking for. I am educated. My brain does these things. Anyway, I sold these for $74. I had them listed at 40 something, maybe 50 something, with free shipping, but somebody in Japan bought them. So these bad boys are on their way to Japan, if not there already, which makes it 10 times cooler. I've sold to many different countries, but I always think it's really cool when I have sales to, like, there's a certain list of countries in my head that when I have a sale to, I'm like really excited about it. I think the first sale I got really excited about that got sent to a different country was a like copper teapot that I had listed for like $22, and someone paid like $30 to ship it to Africa. I was like, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Like I called my whole family to tell them, and nobody was really that impressed. And then of course it started happening more and more often, and now it's like not, you know, casual that I get an international sale, but it's still really cool that these went to Japan. I almost like, this is not professional, I would never do it, but I wanted to like message a person and be like, can I get a picture when they get there? I send myself with the pants. Like I wanted to just send myself in the priority mailbox with the pants. I want to end up at the same destination as those pants, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, this is actually the last one I have to show you guys on Etsy. I told you guys Etsy sales went down because it's harder for me to source because of COVID. I source differently on Etsy. I source differently for my items that I list on Etsy because, you know, it's really important that I have older vintage things to put on there, or else I can't list anything. Because some people, I've gone on Etsy and some people like will just list it like a garage sale site, but you can actually get in trouble for doing that. I shouldn't say in trouble. They're not like gonna knock on your door and sue you, but last one, I'm rambling. I sold these 1920s Art Deco style clip-on bows for $22.47. So these actually came from a really big Victorian and Edwardian estate lot. So it wasn't really that hard to authenticate them. But the backs were really cool. I don't have a picture to show you guys, but it was like super industrial looking clips. Like now bow tie clips are like super cheap and like thin, but these ones were like industrial clips. Anyway, $22.47, and they were honestly like an add-on with the estate sale thing that I got. So after shipping, I pretty much made like 19 bucks out of them. So yeah, that is all I have to show you guys. I feel like I rambled a lot during this video, but here's the problem. I wanted to start this video at like 11 o'clock so that I could edit the thumbnails on later throughout the day, and then I could list and go sourcing and finish my day off right, but my kids were freaking out. I had a lot of things to do, so I've been building up doing this video for like 3 hours. I was thinking of all these topics that I wanted to cover, and here we are. So thank you so much for sticking with me through that. I know sometimes I'm sporadic. I wanted to show you guys a really cool haul too, but I ended up getting too lazy and I started listing things anyway. So now I'm kind of disappointed because I can't show you guys those things. So anyway, as always, I'm going to leave a link down below in the description to my Instagram, which is honey.rags. And I'm also going to leave a link down below in the description to my website, honeyragsco.com. I'm not even going to get into explaining myself on that because I set that thing up like a year ago. I've been telling you guys, like, I really hope nobody's like sitting at the other end of their phone or computer or whatever they're using and like waiting for my website to like launch, because it's been launched. I don't want to say I bit off more than I can chew, but like I didn't realize how much work it was going to be to make a website. Like I was like, everybody has one these days. So anyway, if you guys are nosy and want to go look at that, you can go look at my website, but nothing has been done to it in like a month. But I'm still, you know, active on it. I just haven't been updating, whatever. So thank you so much for watching. As always, happy sourcing, happy selling, happy thrifting. That's the same thing. And stay safe.